Hi everyone, welcome back to the 5 video series on how to bulk upload to online marketplaces. This is your host Marlon Khan from moneyandbusiness.ca, and I will be walking you through today on how to upload your images to online hosting systems and how to generate a URL to be used in a spreadsheet. Now, when you're bulk uploading to companies like eBay or Amazon or Sears or whatever other marketplaces you're using, each one of them will require that you have an image and that image be hosted on a server. Let me go back here and see if I can show you the list of images that we have for this particular session. Sorry. So this is a list of all images that I have, and these are presently on my computer, and these will need to be uploaded to a server. Now, to do this, you must have a hosting package. You must have paid a hosting company uh, for space on their computers that you will rent, and that is called hosting. For this session, I will use my hosting from my hosting company, which is webhostingspot.org, and I will show you how to get that done in a moment. However, the tool to do that is called Filezilla. So let us download Filezilla first of all. Type Filezilla into your internet's search browser. It's right at the top here. Click on that. Download the client version and simply follow instructions. Download. Simply follow instructions to install that. Let's save the file. I will open, click on run. This is a free program and I've been using it for a good while and it works perfect. Let it install. Click next. Okay. Notice that this here is Yahoo. It's an ad from Yahoo and we are not interested in any ads on our computers. So click decline and now we install the program. I agree. Next, 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 install. Okay, so that's completed. Start Filezilla, yes. Okay, this is what Filezilla looks like. Now you need to connect to your hosting package, which you should have already done. And we'll go to Site Manager. Now some sites are already on my Filezilla package. However, what you need to do is to click on New Site and put in your hosting information. Now I will show you how to get that through cPanel. Let's go back to my cPanel. When you've paid for your hosting, you will have this username and your password from your hosting company, and you sign in. And you come down to the bottom of the page and search for where's my FTP settings. FTP accounts here, so click on that. This is the username. Click on configure FTP client, and this is what you copy. This is your host, your server, FTP. This is mine, yours will be different. And you simply put that here. and you need logon type normal. My password here, my username is, that's my user name, and the password that you've signed into your hosting account you put here. If you were with GoDaddy, that will be a little different. Let me go to GoDaddy and I'll show you how to find your FTP settings. Login. Go to my account. Go to web hosting. I'll click manage next to web hosting. I'll click on manage. Okay, now we go down to FTP users. Let's click on FTP users, file transfer protocol. And this here is your primary username. So that's your username. If you need, you can look at details, and your password is here. You can reset your password if you have forgotten it, however. So that's the username and password that needs to be used. So I'll close this off, close that off, I'll close that off. Okay, and once you click connect, assuming this password is correct, then you should have connected. Now, since I've already done that, and I do not want to copy and paste my password with all of you looking at it, I will just delete what I've just done as an example, and I will connect my web hosting, ftpwebhostingspot.org, my username and password here, and I will click connect. So that's it. I've connected to my host, my hosting company. Now we need to select a folder to upload those URLs to. We need to come to public.html. Click on that little plus sign to open it, and I will create a new image, a new directory, a new folder called images. And images is here. I'll click on that, and I will create another image, another folder within images called laptops. And you can create how many folders you want. Now let us use this image. Okay, let's use the HE because it's much larger. So I will hold that and simply drag it across to the folder, to this folder. So that's the folder, that's the item on my hosting server. So I'll right click this to get the URL, and I'll click copy URLs to clipboard. Then I'll go to my internet browser, right click and paste. Now you need to take out everything else behind the web hosting spot. So delete, delete, and I'll click enter. Let's see if it works. It doesn't work. So what do we need to do? Come back at the top of the URL and delete the public HTML section. Now click enter. There you go. That's the image. And this here is your image URL. So let's copy this and go back to our spreadsheet. Now that is the image URL, and we need to replicate that for every single item on this sheet. So the way to do that is to split this. You know what? I'll just cut this out from here. We need to split that URL up into sections. Control V, paste. Now this can be split into several sections. We have the first part, then we have the .jpg, and this here is the name of the item, which is the only section of that URL that changes. Now I will copy the first section, and we're about to use some Excel commands that will typically be used quite a lot in here. Then the middle section is the name of image, and then .jpg file .jpg. Now the name of the image is equal to product number. Enter. Now what I'll do here is move across to the URL, and you notice if I move my mouse to the bottom right hand corner of that cell, it turns into a plus sign. I will hold down the left click on my mouse and drag downwards to the bottom of the sheet, and that will copy that URL to all of the cells. I will do the same with the JPEG. Actually, both of them I can do at the same time. Copy downwards. Now to generate the URL, another Excel command will need to be used here, and this, please pay attention to this one here, as you will need it many times during the next tutorials. I will need to combine all of the three columns, the V, W, and X, into one. So to do that, I'll click on equal, and in the type bar, I'll click on the first URL, then I'll use an and sign and double hyphen, no spaces. Click on the next. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake there. Okay, so double hyphen, and you have to use the and sign, then click in here, and double hyphen, and then click on X. Nothing else after the X because that's the end. Press enter, and you notice that the entire URL has been automatically generated. Then I use the plus sign at the bottom right on the cell and pull downwards to generate all of the URLs instantaneously. There we go. Control S to save. Every single item has now had its image generated, its image URL generated, and these will all be needed for eBay and Amazon. However, there's still one aspect left. The items have not all been uploaded to the server. So go back to the folder with all of the images. Now each of these images here will need to be altered. So open with Paint and click on Resize. Go to Pixels. At a minimum, one side must be at least 1,000. So this is okay. I'll close this off. This, open with Paint. This is obviously smaller. Click on Resize. Choose Pixels, and the smallest side, choose one. Make that 1,000. Okay. Click on Save. Close, and complete that for every single item. Now, as for specifications for online marketing, each item has to be a minimum of 1000 pixels wide. So choose the smallest figure and smallest side and increase to 1000. Okay. If the image looks a little fuzzy, that's okay. When it's pulled into eBay or Amazon, it will look much better. Okay, I have just completed the alterations of all of these images to a minimum of 1000 pixel on one side. So now I'll go back to Filezilla and I will click on that, press Shift and select all of these images, and I'll drag all of them over to the web hosting site at the same time. Now they're all selected. Left click, hold and drag to the laptops folder. If it asks anything, just overwrite. And you can see the progress at the bottom of the sheet. Sorry, the bottom of this page. Okay, all of the items have been successfully transferred, so FileZilla can be closed off now. And if you go back to our sheet, all of these URLs should now be live. So if I copy that, a random URL, paste and go, yeah, there it is. Let's choose another one of this, copy, paste and go, there. So the images have all been updated to a server and they are available online. Okay, so that brings to end the tutorial on how to use FileZilla and your hosting company, your hosting package to upload your pictures to. Okay, so that brings to end the tutorial on how to use FileZilla to upload your images to a server. And if you are still looking for a server application or a website web hosting, spot.org offers a 6 months free hosting package. Okay, well, thank you for looking, and I'll be back with how to prepare the basic preparation sheet. Thank you.